It's finally here, the final set of Shadowverse. It's been a long time coming, and I'm looking forward to this set actually. With this set coming into rotation, we have to say goodbye to good old Azvaldt. Eightfold Abyss Azvaldt was a very impactful set, bringing us the new Condemned archetype and a lot of support cards that really boosted and created some new archetypes within the game. Let's take a look at some of the cards that we're going to be losing and the impact that a lot of these crafts are going to feel once these cards are gone. Starting off with the neutral followers, we already see that we're losing Azvaldt itself, because why would we keep the prison without the prisoners? So losing that, we're losing a lot of the condemned followers as well as the condemned archetype, which was featured in things such as Last Word Shadow and the archetype in its entirety, Magachio. Also, we're losing Alice Wandering Dreamer, which was one of the biggest payoffs for Evolve-based archetypes such as Evo Portal, Evo Blood, Neutral Sword, and Ignideus's Evolve Dragon project. Other things of note that we're losing are Winged Inversion, which would be used as a spell in Magachio and very rarely in some of the rune archetypes. Explorer of Mysteries, which was a follower that Lina Haven used as one of the big-bodied, high-cost units for Lina's effect. And then Warden of Recurrence, which was also used very heavily in Magachio to summon a cheap follower to swing for storm damage. Magachio's reign of terror is over, as we're finally losing the barbed convict herself. No longer will she terrorize the ladder and rage cups. Along with that, we're losing Plumeria, Serene Goddess, which is featured very heavily in Castell Forest, so her presence will be very much felt within that archetype. Along with that, we're losing Budding Initiate, which was used as Magachio's main searcher, Verdant Lieutenant, which was just used as a way to draw cards and get more evolve procs, Gale Pierce as a form of bounce in both Castell and Magachio, and Warden of Balms, which was a countdown amulet that Magachio used very heavily as a one-cost card. Before recording this part, I had to wipe my tears away. I'm very sad to be losing this next section. Goodbye, my love. We're losing Briny Convict Barbaros, the captain herself, as well as the entirety of the loot package, such as Stormbrack First Mate, the infamous Tidal Gunner, and Deep Sea Scout. In addition to that, we're losing a couple cards for the rally package, such as Wandering Knight and Radiel and Warden of Honor. So Swordcraft is going to be looking for a new identity with the next upcoming set. Hopefully we get some more Evolve cards and some rally cards to fill the void that Azvaldt's taking with it. Goodbye, Loot Sword. You will be missed, not by the masses, but at least by me. I'm sorry for you Sephi lovers that just pulled her leader card, but the depraved convict is on her way back to prison. Rightfully so, with all the experiments she's doing on these poor creatures. In addition to losing Sephi and her volunteer subjects and researchers, we're also losing big things that are featured in Earthright, such as Ultramarine Witch, which was one of their famous turn 1 plays, as well as Colossal Summoning, which was used to summon the Genesis Dragon to close out games in certain Earthright archetypes. We're losing Crushing Rain, which is a very big spell boost card featured in almost every Runecraft deck as just a form of cheap removal. And we're also losing Simiel, which was one of Spell Boost's top end finishers. Imagine being the convict of the set and not being the most hated in the archetype or the most hated one in the craft. Thank God, Trezail's finally gone. Trezail leaving leaves a big hole in most dragon archetypes, as Trezail was used as not only a draw card for the early game, but a form of recovery and easy removal, along with being a 5/8 body or 7/10 on Evolve and walling off certain archetypes such as Mid Shadow and Loot Trap, because she's immune to destruction, because that was a great idea. Along with that, we're losing Antimaria, which was a finisher for some dragon archetypes, not so much in the format that we're in now, but in earlier formats she was a big finisher. We're losing Dragon's Queen's Castle, which was featured in some of the big dragon ramp dragon archetypes, and we're losing the last of the armed dragons who somehow escaped the chopping block. Moving on to Shadowcraft, Ghastly Banishment, and Loyal Ghost Pup were the last parts of the Ghost package that somehow managed to escape when Masquerade Ghost was chopped. But we're also losing Fortis, and he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't deserve this. He's only a soul convict. But with that, we're losing one of the biggest payoffs and one of the biggest parts of the Last Words engine. On top of that, we're losing From Dust Reborn, which was also featured in that archetype, and Abyss Kernel. Also leaving with this, we're losing Saradwin, Eternal Duality, and Muriel, the Death Enforcer, which was the biggest part of the Burial Rite package. Shadowcraft is really hurting after this, as they're losing not just one, but two archetypes. Two whole archetypes. This last set of Shadowverse better be good. Bloodcraft is also not one to escape the void that Azvaldt's going to leave behind, as we're losing Gara Death, Insurgent Convict, Death Flautist, Steamrolling Tank, Vicious Blitzer, and Demonic Drummer, which are huge in the Wrath package. Wrath as an archetype is going to be on its last limbs, losing all of these cards. In addition to this, we're losing Signa, Sealed Mad Wolf, which was featured in Evo Blood. So this is another craft that's going to be hurting once this rotation happens, and are looking for new weapons to use in this upcoming set, Heroes of Shadowverse. The one from Haven that they're taking back to jail is the Raldi Troth Convict. Raldi was featured in decks such as Big Lina Haven and Heal Haven. Along with that, we're losing Unariel, Winged Enforcer, who has his own archetype based on amulets. Amulet Haven, adios. Some of the other notable cards that we're going to be losing are going to be Agent of the Commandments, which was featured very heavily in Heal Haven, as well as Executor of the Oath, which was featured in Lina Haven. And Crystallize, you are already gone, but this was the final bullet to put the archetype in the grave. And last but not least, Portalcraft is losing Cutthroat, Discord Convict, as well as Judith, Cosmic Observer, and Curazel, Killshot Enforcer, which are the biggest and the baddest of Enhanced Portal. We're losing things such as Warden of the Trigger, Black Rust Underling, and Ironforge Right Hand, which were also featured in the archetype. Goodbye, Enhanced Portal. It will not be missed. Artifact Portal Supremacy is going to be what Portalcraft is going through moving forward into the last set. All in all, Azvaldt leaving is going to leave a big hole in many of the archetypes and the crafts themselves moving into the final set of Shadowverse. And we're really looking and hoping that this next coming set is going to be one that will be one that either creates new archetypes or breathes life into some of the archetypes of the past. Thank you, Shadowverse Database, for stockpiling all of the cards, skins, and other useful materials that I used to create this video. I appreciate everything that you do for the community. We're at the end of an era, and moving into this final set is going to be very bittersweet for not only me, but the community itself. But regardless, I'm super excited for what's to come. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe to show your support for the boy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.